Hello, Russ Rogers here. Today I'd like to show you an octave slap pattern that can be used over a variety of playing situations. So let's get your bass tuned up and get started. If you need help, refer to your free video on tuning your bass. The first thing that you want to make sure that you do is have the form of the right hand organized and set up on the bass. The way to start would be to line up the joint of the thumb with the tip of the thumb along with the string. And as you move up and down the strings with the thumb, the hand will move this way as opposed to the thumb angling this way. This will prevent you from accidentally hitting strings that you don't want to hit. All right, once you get the angle set, you angle up at the wrist a little bit so that you're hitting on the end of the thumb just below the nail. And when you strike the string, it's a wrist turn. It's almost like you throw the thumb into the string and it bounces off. Now in this line, we will just be thumbing the E string. So the first thing to do would be to work on striking the E string, getting your aim, and working on the tone. You should have two things in your slap sound. First, a good click, and then a good regular note, as if you were picking it normally, adding those two elements of the sound together. Right, the second part of this will be popping the string. Now the thumb angle will determine where you're popping the string on your first finger. In other words, normally you'd probably pick the string more like this, but when you're thumbing and keeping the angle of the thumb the way it needs to be, it's going to turn the finger around a little bit this way so that you'll be popping on the side of the finger as opposed to the flat of it like you normally do when you pick the bass string. I caution you to be very careful on this part because it's very easy to raise a blister if you do this too much. My recommendation would be, as soon as you feel your fingers start to get a little bit tender, stop popping for a while until that tenderness goes away and gradually toughening up the finger. Because if you wait till you raise a blister, then you're going to have to wait for the blister to heal and start the process all over again. All right, so the thumb and the pop, where I strike down, and then as the hand comes back up, getting ready for the next thumb, you grab it with the first finger. So just on one note on each of the on the E string and the D string. Just work on popping the octaves. The notes you'll use in the left hand will be first finger, 5th fret on the E string, which is your A, and third finger on the 6th, 7th fret on the D string, which will be your octave A. So your low A, first finger, 5th fret on the E string, which you'll hit with your thumb, and then when you pop, you'll pop the 7th fret on the D string with your first finger. Now when you do the thumb pop, you want to make sure you lift pressure off one note before starting the other note. So when I thumb the E, the A on the E string, and then I go to pop the A on the D string, I'll lift pressure on the first finger and then apply pressure on the third finger. It's best that you don't actually leave the string and pick your finger off the string. Just lift pressure, staying in contact with the strings as you do this. All right, the second group of notes will be the F sharp on the 2nd fret of the E string with the first finger, and then the octave played with the 3rd finger on the 4th fret on the D string. The next group of notes will be the G first finger 3rd fret on the E string, and 3rd finger 5th fret on the D string. The last group of notes will be the A flat played 1st finger 4th fret on the E string, 3rd finger 6th fret on the D string. And then you're back at your starting point on the A. So to get comfortable with the line, I recommend working each of these groups of notes for a short period of time, then moving to the next. All right, now we'd like to put the line in context into a slow time where we will count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, it'll be, you'll play each group of 2 notes one time with the count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right, now we're going to play the line one more time in its entirety with the metronome click to work on playing it in perfect time. All right, once again, I'm Russ Rogers, and thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next time.